The voice knows Cavalier Naethree. Over to you.
Have you heard anyone say, "I'm fine," but you never believed it? Maybe it was a slight trembling of their voice. Maybe it was a slow pause, too long to be casual. Maybe the tone of voice just meant that they want to be left alone and that they are not okay. In that moment, us as humans can immediately identify that emotion. It comes naturally to us, isn't it? But can machines do the same? Toastmaster of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Can this fancy machine, known as a computer, which crunches down zeros and ones, understand emotions? Can it understand emotions like humans? Well, that's where speech emotion recognition comes into place, also known as SER. It is a part of artificial intelligence which focuses on identifying and interpreting emotions from speech signals. Now, the first time that I heard about SER, I always wondered why speech signals? I mean, us as humans, you would assume that when looking at a person, you might be able to understand their emotions better from their face. However, it was proved by the American Psychological Association that when you hear more and close your eyes, you can understand people's emotions better. Oftentimes, that is where this quote comes from. Close your eyes, use your ears. So now that we understood that speech signals are the way to go to understand emotions, how does speech signal help us do it? You see the variations that happens in a speech signal. It attains to specific emotions. When a person is happy, maybe their pitch is higher. When a person is sad, it could mean their tone is different, pitch is different, and even spaces between because they're taking longer pauses. Let's go ahead and take a look at 3 examples. Now, in these 3 examples, let's imagine first a happy woman. Let's imagine her saying, "Wow, I am pregnant." Well, I'm not, maybe she is. Now let's imagine the second person saying, "I'm not okay." Now imagine the third person saying, "Just leave me alone." Now, even if my camera was switched off, with my voice, you would be able to understand which emotion each of these 3 voices indicated. Now, let's go ahead and see how the speech signals also vary like the voice varies. Now that you can see 3 different speech signals completely different, you can understand that when us as humans can identify these patterns, why can't computers? For example, when we are a baby, do we think that we can understand the emotion of our mother and father so easily? No, because with each passing day, we look around, we see how they interact, we listen to the speech signals, we keep learning. Even now, not all of us are capable of understanding everyone's emotions in this world. Oftentimes, we can't understand even our friend sitting next to us is in distress. But the more we keep learning from these speech signals, we can understand emotions better. So, why can't computers also do the same? Now, just as how we learn through our childhood, if we go ahead and give a lot of data, now this just has 9 data points with 3 happy, 3 sad, and 3 angry, and we go ahead and put their speech signals and insert it to a computer, but do you think that's enough? No, because computers need billions and trillions of data to learn patterns from. For example, it might look even more than all of these emotions. The more data you give, the computer learns its patterns. So when it starts learning, it starts categorizing. Anger might have this category of range of values for pictures. Speech signals might look like that. For happy, it might be totally different. And then, once the computer learns, the moment you add a new speech signal, it might correctly identify the emotion. Correctly? Maybe not completely, but somewhat. And you might still ask me, why AI? I keep hearing AI everywhere. Why can't just humans do the job? Well, the biggest reason is humans aren't available all the time. Humans aren't available for customer service agents. Now you can imagine those days, people waiting online just for a customer service agent. Now AI agents are taking over. And just like that, AI therapists are being introduced. AI tutors are long coming, and now adding emotion to that. Tutors can now understand the emotion of the student and then cater their learning journey according to them. Now, even how much ever I tell you, you might still think AI cannot replace a human, and I'm with you. But it cannot. Because it cannot replace humans. But all the time when we try to think about AI, we look at it from a distant, inconsistent, cold way. But what AI is trying to do is just build systems to notice someone in distress. So notice what we might miss. So we as humans have to understand that. But I'm with you when you say that AI is not there yet. And just to support your argument, the recent study found that usually AI doesn't even understand a particular simple call where a customer says, I don't get it. When the customer says, I don't get it, the AI goes into a loop of saying, Madam, what's your problem? Madam, what's your problem? And then the customer just goes boom. But the AI does not understand the shift of emotion. So right now, I'm telling you, as humans, we have the capability to understand the voice, understand emotions. But technology is not there yet. But our voice knows everything. So ladies and gentlemen, the next time you hear someone say, I'm fine, read beneath the words. Read beneath those lines and understand that the voice hears, the voice knows it all. And one day, the technology might too. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.